Hey, it's Matt the Momo Hunter with McGee Farms, and kind of looking at a mess right here, but that's something we're tearing down right now that we're going to be talking about. I'm redoing my garden, doing some raised beds. This is the old one. It's just got through the winter, so yeah, it is kind of a mess right now. Kind of the stuff that grew up towards the end of the year, but this was the original garden that I had set up. Originally, I actually had boards. You can see some of the boards are still there. It was sawmill lumber that I got. I was gonna raise the beds, use them a little bit. The chickens started getting in. The boards started warping. So I came back and I started using some old barn tin and kind of had it sealed off. Well, that worked for a little bit. Some bunnies started making nests, which means if you have hunting dogs, the dogs were getting in there. They were digging up strawberries and everything. So it's time to tear this down and go a different route. And I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna dig up the good plants. I've got some raspberries, I've got some goji berries, I've got some honeyberries and some blackberries. And there might be some strawberries left the dogs didn't get. So I'm gonna come in and I'm going to dig them up so I can replant them, use them somewhere else. But the design I'm going with, I've got one about done and another that's started here. I'm doing 8x3 raised beds. You can kind of see one is just about finished right there. So I've got 8-foot boards, 8-foot 2x4s. The tin that I'm using is some that I've had from other projects in the past. It's 26 inches tall, so that's my sideboards. I cut them to 26 inches. I had a lot of old treated wood 2x4s that were still good, so I'm repurposing a lot of those. 8 foot on this side, 3 foot on this side. Start out making a frame for the sides. Again, 26 inches tall, 8 foot wide. The 2x4s do go on the outside. Now, originally when I was looking, I watched a couple videos on people making these, and they just did 2x4s. They didn't have the one in the middle. When I went to put the tin on, it was kind of already bowing out a little bit, and I'm like, well, when I get dirt in there, I'd kind of like it reinforced. It may not be necessary, but I'm hoping basically to have these in for a good 5 to 10 years at least, so maybe longer. So I'm like, I'll put another board in there. Boards right now are about $5 a piece at Home Depot, so an extra $5. It's not like I'm building a million of these. So anyway, that is the first part. And once we got them up, I basically had some 3-footers. Same thing. I went 3 across, and then I've got this one in the middle. Kind of brace it, give it a little support. Came inside, started putting my tin up. Cut it to length. I used angle grinder. This older tin is real easy to cut with an angle grinder. I actually had bought a little tool I saw on Facebook for cutting tin that hooks into your drill, and it was a complete waste of money. I think it would cut about 1 inch in, and then it would just stop. So I went with usually the angle grinder or the Sawzall. Went with that. This older tin especially, it went really good. Again, 26 inches with this tin. Measure your tin. Different tins from different years, different style of tins will be at different heights. So, don't go by my measurements, go by whatever tin you have. When I got everything in, one thing I did notice, however, is where these corners come together, there's just a little bit of a gap, probably let a little dirt through. So I had some tin left over where I was cutting. So I ended up just cutting a couple small pieces of them, bent them at a corner, and I bent them into a corner and just put them in there. And it seems like, they work pretty good. I've got forks on the bucket of the tractor so I can go right underneath and I can move these where I want to put them. I'm probably going to end up putting some boards across the top here to make it look a little nicer. I'm going to stain the wood or paint it. I haven't decided yet, but I'll probably get some decorative, you know, kind of fancy boards, some trim boards. Kind of put them over the top like that when I'm done. Give you a little rail that you can lean on. Also, I'm planning on bringing a 2x4, and at least in the middle, I may do it in 2 different places and go across. I don't know if it's really even going to be necessary. I'm kind of debating on that, but anyway, that's kind of the raised beds where we're at right now. And I'm going to be digging up the other garden here today, reusing the dirt. The dirt is some really good topsoil. Also, it's compost left over from the horse stalls, the chicken house, and old straw and hay that we had composted for years. I've got about 6 months worth of horse stalls and chicken house that I've got to clean out now as well. So I'm probably going to bring the bucket of the tractor in, scoop all that out, put a layer of gravel on the bottom, put that, and then go get a couple of truckloads of topsoil and put that on the top. So I've got really good dirt in there as well. But anyway, that's how we're doing our raised beds so far. Hopefully it was simple enough, you know, explaining it. If you got any questions, look on the info page of the channel. I do have an email address. Always happy to talk with fans or, you know, answer questions if someone else is trying to do it and help somebody else out. If this did help you and, you know, gave you some ideas, got you going on your garden this spring, consider subscribing to our channel, maybe giving us a like, leave a comment. All of it is appreciated and it helps out the channel. Again, it's Matt the Momo Hunter from McGee Farms. Have a great day.